Welcome to the next installment of getting your ILIDS ready for commissioning at the start of the season. So we're going to go through the steps to make sure things are going to operate properly and that the unit is going to function. So hopefully you have left this power connector disconnected over the winter after charging the batteries up, because this will drain if you have this plugged in to that over the course of the season. And it's just a matter of pressing the clip and pulling it out to disconnect the batteries. Alright, let's go. So the first thing we want to do is charge the batteries one more time. So we plug in the power connector into the controller and we make sure that these clips are all attached here. Then we plug in the power charger into the top, and you can see here that the battery voltage reads above 12 and the number of milliamps is pretty high. It's charging at almost 1900 milliamps, which means that the batteries are collecting power. I would leave this on for several hours, if not overnight, to charge things so that the batteries are at their optimal level. After they've charged overnight, unplug the power charger, wait an hour or so, and then check the voltage again. It should be above 12.4. These batteries are at 12.9 or 12,972, which is great. They're optimal and ready to go. So when we're ready to put the ILIDS in, we use the kickstands here to brace it on the housing, and we double check the voltage one last time, 12.6, so that should be good. Now we'll test the other features. One of the first things you probably want to do is make sure that the speaker is okay. Take the speaker wire and plug the connector into the top of the controller. Then on the back of the controller you have all the audio connections. Just press play. So we have that volume there. You can forward and check another message.
Welcome to Devil's Lake. Please take
and adjust the volume as appropriate.
Before launching and after pulling out, and remove any aquatic plants or animals. Thank you for helping us to stop the spread of aquatic invasive species.
If you want to record a new message, for instance, you can delete the last one recorded, press erase briefly, and then hold it down. This is the new message for the lake.
This is the new message for the lake.
Just that easy. One of the things you have to make sure of is that your date and time stamp is set accurately. If you press voltage 3 times, it'll tell you what the date and time is. Well, the date looks accurate, but it's really 11 a.m. right now, and this is showing 8:04. So if we want it to start on time, we have to go to the set time by pressing the menu button and then hit select so a star comes up. Then you press menu again, select that, then you go to hour until you get to 11, select that, then you go to minute, and let's say it's 11:05, select that, then you go to exit and select that. Wait for the values to write out, and now you've got your new date timestamp. Let's confirm we set that properly. We press it 3 times, and lo and behold, the time is now 11:05. One of the important tests you need to run is to make sure that the devices power on properly. So to do that, you unplug the connector and then plug it back in again. You make sure that the devices are switched to on, and in my case I want to test and see that the modem is connecting without the mast and the antenna screwed onto it. So I use these paddle antennas, which are very inexpensive. The first thing that's going to happen in the power on sequence is after a minute the LEDs are going to light up on the side of the modem, and the first one to come on is going to be the power LED. The next one is the signal strength. If it's orange, it's a weak signal. If it's green, it's a strong signal. And after a minute of the light sequence going through its process, the service LED on the bottom will blink green, meaning you have a connection. So you can see here the power LED is lit, the signal strength is strong because it's green, and eventually this service is going to change from orange to blinking green, meaning that the modem is now functional and connected to the network. After 3 minutes that the modem has been on, the controller will turn on power to the camera, and you can see it by the green LEDs on the back. When you put the battery case into the housing, make sure that the tray that the camera is on has about a 1/4 inch out away from the case. Push the camera back, it just slides. Raise it up so that the kickstands are out of the way. Rotate it slightly, making sure there's no interference with the wires, and drop it into the can, sliding the camera forward. And that's it. And of course, the connections you need to make at this point are to plug the speaker wire in, tuck the speaker wire over to the side, make sure that the on switch is flipped, attach the antenna connectors to 1 and 2 on the modem, and plug in the solar connector into the power connector, and you should be good. Make sure that the camera is straight. When you look at it from in front, you should see that the camera is well positioned and level, and tilt it up slightly to catch the registration. The last step, use your Laird to scan for the BT900, click on that, and then it presents the console with information in it. Sometimes it takes a second to populate. You can always send it a 1 and it will test the voltage and tell you what the date and time is. But one thing that is probably good to do is to type in play.
Don't forget to put your drain plug in before you launch your boat and remove it after you pull your boat out of the lake.
So we've confirmed the audio, the battery voltage, the date and time. It should be good to go.